Gustave Courbet, Drawing What Is Seen. Courbet grew up provided with everything he wanted. His father was a landowner, so the family was well off. Also, Courbet could paint as much as he wanted. The parents did not stint on looking after him. A painter has moved in the neighboring village. I have asked beforehand, so you can go and learn from that person tomorrow. For real? Thank you, Mom. Courbet wanted to become a painter after learning the arts. But his parents thought differently. They wanted him to be more cultured from learning art. People who are well-versed in the art are popular in social events. Also, your stress may decrease while you paint as a hobby. This was what Courbet's parents thought. They did not even dream that their son would become a painter. When Courbet turned 21, his father called him in and said in an authoritative tone, "Now that you are an adult, it's time you go out to the world and study it." Courbet was a little excited at those words and said what he had been thinking about for a long time. "Father, I want to major in art. Can I?" At that, his father's tone changed at once. His face hardened like ice. "What, art? No way. You must go to Paris and study law." The father wanted his son to study law and bring honor to the house. He was so stern, Courbet could not move him. But after moving to Paris, he tried convincing him again. He sent letters many times to change his mind. Then the father started to listen to what his son was saying. "I've received your letter. If you want it that much, you may study fine art." A father, after all, cannot win his child for what they want. Courbet was elated to receive that reply. From then on, Courbet's life in Paris became very happy. As going to an art school, he frequented the Louvre Museum and meticulously studied masterpieces of famous artists. "The artistry is outstanding. When will I be able to make pieces as good as these?" Courbet was amazed by every single masterpiece. But he was not even considering copying them at all. Although he was still a student, Courbet had a firm idea on the kind of pieces that he wished to paint. One day, a friend visited Courbet. In his hands, there were the pieces that he had made. "I painted after a story from mythology. I want your honest opinion on it." Courbet admired his friend's picture silently for a while and opened his mouth cautiously. "As usual, your skill is masterful. You will become a great artist soon. But what? Come on, tell me." The friend encouraged him in curiosity. Courbet confessed what he had been thinking to his friend. "I am not interested in a picture that is not based on a reality, even if that picture is objectively well drawn. The imagination from your head is none other than a fakery." Then he added with the kind of pieces he wanted to paint, "I want to draw only the reality that exists. There is not enough time to spend on anything other than the reality." His idea was expressed through his own pieces. When he was 30, he presented A Burial at Ornans, which brought out much controversy. "This piece makes me uncomfortable when I am looking at it." It is because the depressed and sad atmosphere is too realistic. This is a poor piece of painting that lacks artistic value. There were a few positive reviews, but most of them were bitter reproach. But that did not deter Courbet easily. He kept on presenting with realistic paintings. The stone breakers he presented around that time quickly became the talk of people. "I cannot find any beauty or comfort in your paintings. Why do you keep painting such paintings?" Courbet replied calmly to the critic who asked the question. "Because that is the reality. The people who strive to live by breaking stones are our neighbors." The critic nodded as he understood a little. A man who was nearby interrupted Courbet, saying, "I am quite fond of paintings of angels. Can you paint me one?" At that, Courbet grinned slightly and said, "Sure, any time. Only if you bring an angel to me, because I only draw what I can see." The man was dumbfounded by Courbet. The critic finally understood completely. After that, Courbet entered the artist's studio at the 1855 Paris Expo. But surprisingly, he got rejected. "This piece is too big. It's almost 6 meters. There isn't any place for this." Courbet was irritated by what the curator said. "Don't make excuses. It's just because you didn't like my paintings, isn't it?" Out of frustration, Courbet kept shouting, "I am not going to stoop down and beg for a space to exhibit my pieces. I am going to build one by myself." He was not bluffing. He built a booth near the site of Expo and exhibited 40 of his paintings. The exhibition was done under the name of Realism. There were not many visitors, but public was impressed by his nerve. Courbet did not lose his pride, even when he gained fame as a painter. He was the same even when Napoleon III honored him with Légion d'honneur, the Legion of Honor. "I politely decline the honor. I would like liberty for the people instead." Napoleon III governed people with oppressive methods at the time. Courbet was discontent with it, so he declined an honorable award. He was a brave painter who always looked at reality as it is and did not stoop down to the wrong side of reality either.